right here. Everybody here? Please bow your heads for a word of prayer. Kind and Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us to this village of Cudjoe this evening to share our message of good news to these residents here and our supporters. We ask you for the words that we say this evening, ladies and gentlemen, that it opens your mind so you can see the vision we have for you, and that all of us are delivered from the current situations on this country. We pray in Jesus' name, amen.
The territorial song, please.
Oh, Montserrat, dear motherland, your children raise your standard high in toil and tears to serve you well, a crowning jewel from God's hand. Oh, Montserrat, by nature blessed, to you your children sing. Come, well of all, come, friend of all, to you your people cling.
Thank you very much. Good ahead. Good night. Good night, everyone. It's a good pleasure to be here this evening. Let me start by thanking each and every one of you for turning out. And let us remember and stay focused. The purpose we are here is to ensure that we and all our friends and supporters turn out on Thursday and vote all 9 for the United Alliance. The purpose we're here is to ensure that on Friday morning, Montserrat has a new government with a new leader, the Honorable Reuben T Meade. That is our focus, and that is the purpose while we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's rather interesting that for weeks, people have been throwing mud at Honorable Reuben T Meade. They have been throwing mud at the other members of this party. And unfortunately now, they start throwing mud at the supporters. They start throwing mud at the supporters. But I'll say this. I saw a clip this morning, and I sort of shook my head. Because I can recall my mother saying to me, "You must never laugh after the mentally challenged." She said, "It is wrong to laugh at crazy people." And I say, I will not comment on the clip. When you drive past Soldier Gut, you'll see a fence with some big stones. And after 2014, they started planting big stones in Soldier Gut. I pray that doesn't happen this election when they lose again. I pray that when they lose this election, they would not return to Soldier Gut to plant stones behind a fence. Anyway, as I said, we will avoid going down that road. So I'll just call my host this evening, Keith Roy Mawson, to come and take over. Unfortunately tonight, we have one mic. Gregory Sagawillock, are you around? Gregory Sagawillock and Keith Roy. The Bear Mawson.
No, Austin, you don't do that to my sound system. We have 2 mics.
Keith Roy.
You don't do that to my sound system. We were just making sure that the batteries are intact.
We said last night that we will not be throwing stones. But the one stone hit him, pow! He started to bawl out. You heard him this morning?
United Alliance! Supporters, how are you doing? A buckle may got shot tonight.
No, no, no. When you hit them with stone, they start to squeal, squeak. Here Firestone all year.
May throw buckles so the pieces could there for the police to see when they mash up.
And the one stone lash they get, they're all over Facebook crying murder. They're all over Facebook crying murder. Say how Mr. Meade try to kill me. But when them fire stone, then I mean that stone hit hard.
What did Mr. Meade do?
I don't
All
know.
Mr. Meade did last night was to say what they say and answer them. That's all. That's all he did. He said what they say and answer them. Now, if you don't want me to answer, you're not listening to me.
If you live in Salem and you know you're doing a certain thing, you interfere with people. You don't interfere with people if you live in Salem and doing certain things.
Like what?
Pay $3,000. You don't interfere with people when you do certain things. And this poor Marjorie try to kill.
Hold on. Sago, introduce yourself. Tell me what you're talking about.
No. You know, there's a little moment for you and Austin, and I leave in you all with that, you know. Because you know my mantra. When they go low, we go high. So I'm not getting involved in you and Austin business.
You notice how me and Austin short? And we can't go high nowhere.
Right,
And we done low.
Right. Now listen, Austin. What I want us to do is to make this crowd get energized, full of United Alliance food. Because when I say food, it's not physical food, it's food that you know that when come Friday morning, we're going to be celebrating right across Montserrat with our belly full.
Mr. Philip, good night. I am happy to see you, as usual.
Right. Be you mischievous, you know.
He's my friend. When I was doing farming down in Davy Hill, he used to look after me farm, make sure nobody cheat me food. He's my friend.
Yeah, but again, Bear, let us stay focused. We want the people to go out on Thursday, look for the white background. If you vote on the white background, you'll be right.
And remember, when you make your X, do not go outside of the box or you're going to be spoiled. We can't afford for no X to United Alliance to be spoiled. When you go and vote, make sure that you put your X inside of the lines, not outside. Do you understand? Because we don't want no spoiled ballot at all.
Bear, you know, I don't know if you're Austin trying to read my mind or my presentation. You are gone down to the ballot box. You know, easy, you know. Right, so this is the education night, because this is the night before the night before. Right, what I'm saying and what they've just told you, quickly we have to get it in. Some people still walking around about 5 here, 3 there, 1 there. Please, don't get confused with that nonsense. Do not get confused. And all who are on the fringe, who are not satisfied yet, we will hope that tonight and tomorrow night, we will satisfy you with the information enough to make sure you put 9 X's on white boxes inside of the ballot box, Bear. Because if you mix up your X's, this is what I'm going to tell you now. There are 3 manifestos out. And if you get a mixed up set of 9, which manifesto is going to be leading the government?
The government one.
Well, that is another manifesto we don't know about. And we now buy no cat in a bag. You already heard from the United Alliance what they're going to do. You already know the true potential of each and every candidate. And also the back room. We did not come here to make joke. We came here because we wanted to make a difference. A difference for Montserrat, for all of us. Beer is not here for joke. He could be in his garden, make it, well, what happened to them backyard garden, Beer?
All now?
You know they had a backyard garden project.
So I could have been in my garden all now, you
I'm
mean?
just saying there was a lot of boxes handed out with dirt. And I can't see the sustainability in that, and I have not seen the production from that. Where are the goods in the market?
When the minister got the money to help the farmers, I called him. And I said to him, because we were good friends, He used to pass by me and so drink me coconut water in my yard and so. And I said to him, I am a small backyard farmer at the time. Forget about me. Pick about 5 farmers and set them on their way. Fencing, irrigation, everything, seeds. Let them start producing food for the country. And when they're on their way, then you could help small backyard farmers like me. He tell me, emancipate me mind. So me lay alone. At 3 years, I will not talk now.
And that's the point. That's the point. They're busy reacting to the United Alliance. Every night we come here, they go on the radio, they find somewhere to complain about how we presented the information to you. But all I'm saying to you, when they talk about food security and you've been there for 5 years, where is the food security? Why do you need to come back to give us food security when you have farmers? All right. I see a hand, and once I see a hand, if I get wired up here.
Let's
Bear,
go. Let's
right.
go.
Bear, do your thing. If I get wired up here.
Let me say again, welcome to everyone that is here. Thank you for the people who are online with us all over the world. This is our last meeting in terms of candidates giving their plans, because you know, on Wednesday night, when we go sailing, it's bacchanal time. It's celebration time. We're starting early. So, are the candidates ready? The opening batsman just signaled he have any pads. And like I said, we are on the straight line to the finish line. We are on the straight line to the finish line. We are seeing the finish line. Right now we are sprinting like Usain Bolt. And no one can beat us because you know Bolt is unbeatable. So without further ado, I'm going to bring out my opening batsman tonight, who has been batting well in the opening position. And they can't out yet. A young man who all the youths around here knows when it comes to sports. He has a passion. He has a passion. And I know that when this government is reined in on the 25th, that Premier Reuben Meade is going to utilize this young man in all of his capacity to get the youths of this country going in sports. Whatever he decides to do with him, I know it's going to be great. Please welcome, to give you a few words of encouragement, to go out on the 24th and vote for the United Alliance, all 9, all the way. Welcome, Jenzil O Skerritt.
Forget all my stress. I look around me to be right and left, and what do I see? Not what you expect. No babies crying, no kids running out. Where the young people gone? Where the young people gone? They say church boring, them service too long. Where the young people gone? Where the young people gone? Open your eyes, people of Montserrat. When will you see the country under attack? What can we do to get us on track? We need our youth to help.
Cudjoe head. Cudjoe head. Cudjoe head. United Alliance is back. Manjack, Banks, all the areas that can hear our voice this evening, a pleasant good evening. The United Alliance train is back again with a message of not only hope, but purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, 3,400 voters are in this book. 3,400 voters are observing all what has transpired here across this land for the last 5 years. And I'm saying to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that your concerns, all of your concerns, can never be wrong. We have listened to you over the last 5 years. We have heard these concerns. We have documented these concerns, and we've brought it to the government, both the ruling party and the opposition. Neither of these two parties have been able to get their act right. And because of the failure to get their act right, the members in the United Alliance Party had to come together. Did you hear me? The United Alliance members, candidates, had to come together for you, the people of Montserrat. Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence is clear. And I and my fellow candidates this evening will outline why the only vote for you on October 24th is the United Alliance Party. Now let's talk about basic manners and basic traditions. Look at the members of this party. Tell me something. Have you ever seen any of these members walking the land in Montserrat from Salem in the south all the way to Lookout in the north and pass anyone straight? No. This is not our culture. This is not how we operate. We are concerned about each person on this land. Be the Montserratians, be the non-nationals, be the persons who come from CARICOM, the Haitians, the Cubans. Ladies and gentlemen, we care about everyone on this island. The time has come for this foolishness to stop. We have already laid out policies for persons going to school and persons going to the hospitals to have one fee for all, so that the discrimination in prices can stop immediately. But we cannot do it without your support. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you here are building families, coming to Montserrat and finding work, and you have discovered the peace and tranquility of this island we call Emerald Isle. You want to bring your families here. We are saying, as a United Alliance Party, ladies and gentlemen, we will allow you to bring your husbands, your wives, and your children so that you can continue your families right here in Montserrat. This is what we are about, bringing people together. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't come here and not speak about the basic amenities, the basic things that affect us every day. Just this morning, yesterday morning, and for several other mornings. For some reason, without explanation, there have been power outages after power outages after power outages. And we are saying to you that we know you feel the pain. The business people, they feel the pain. The employees in the private sector, they feel the pain. And those same public servants who are trying their best with the situation that they have feel the pain. But we, the United Alliance Party, are going to go into office after you vote for us on October 24th and fix these electrical problems we have here in Montserrat. Another issue is about our youth. And I'm going to go straight into sports. They have some young persons claiming all the credit for sports, when some of them were off island, ladies and gentlemen. It was the young men right here from Cudjoe. I see my big brother here this evening, Ron Lewis, and I pay a special tribute to Ron because he was the president that gave myself and Van Silcott opportunities to go and travel abroad. So when some persons say it's the first time in Montserrat history, tell them to stop telling lies, because Ron was there and Dip was there before them, and they set the trend so they can follow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to give the youth the opportunities in sports. My brother is inside here right now, Mr. Moraine. I have to call his name because he led sports when some persons were off island, creating basketball tournaments, keeping the youth involved. And he just sent two young men from this country, Wendell Allen and Jamal Willock, off island to represent this country in youth sports through academic opportunities. I cannot come here and not talk the truth. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what the party is about. Persons stepping up. And these persons don't do things for credit. They're not persons who do things for likes. They do it simply because they love the country and they want to see sports continue. I can't come here and not talk about people like Ben, who push youth cricket, young Devon Williams, and of course Damian Williams, who have the grassroots programs in cricket going. And they vow to continue the grassroots programs so that the young cricketers will get the opportunities to develop themselves, ladies and gentlemen. This is what United Alliance is about, creating the grassroots opportunities so that the players can grow and get the opportunities that are available for them. How could I come here this evening and not speak about Braids Court and what we've seen transpire at Braids Court, the netball court down there? We as the United Alliance say that we will bring the female sports back. Yes, female competitions must come back. Female versions of basketball and cricket must come back because the females too must play sports. And under United Alliance government, you will see these transformations taking place. Montserrat is for all of us. Montserrat is not for one set of people. And this United Alliance Party is about love. Look at the candidates. Look at our leader. When anybody has an issue from number 1 all the way down to number 9, they contact the party members. They speak to them on their issues, and we find creative solutions. We can't make excuses. Sometimes it might not be a financial help. It might be an idea. It might be a support. It might be a physical help. And that is what we're about. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not going to be easy, but you cannot split your votes. They are trying to convince you to split your votes, and you must never do that. I have never in my time played on a team that had players playing, and they're playing offense and defense at the same time. When my coach tells me, or my captain tells me, Jenzil, we're on a barbed wire full court press, or we're on a barbed wire defense, we have to be all working together. So if you go and vote 3 here, 3 here, 3 there, you're going to get chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, on October 24th, I, Jenzil O Skerritt, am asking you, I'm requesting you to look at what's happening in this country and vote for the United Alliance Party. Vote for Reuben T Meade. If that is the leader that you see has the solutions for this country, therefore you must give him the tools. If a carpenter shows up to work and he walks with no nails and no hammers and no screwdriver and no screws, what do you think will happen? You will get no results. So if you want results, give the carpenter, give the mason the tools that he needs to move this country forward. Do you hear what I say? Give the leader the tools he needs to move this country forward. Ladies and gentlemen, you have tried the rest. You have tried the PDM party. Their mantra is put people first. United Alliance says God first, then country, and the people will pull it behind. What did I say? United Alliance says God first, then the country, and we will put the people to move the country, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the United Alliance is about. United Alliance is a loving party. When I came here this evening, I looked at the crowd and I felt the energy of the crowd. You've been following us now for the last 6 months, faithfully speaking to us, praying for us, asking for our intervention on matters, and we've been there right there with you. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Alliance have heard, and now it is your turn to do the decisive action. The decisive action has to happen on October 24th. When you make your X, you're making 9 X's for this United Alliance Party. Before I go, I must speak on life after sports. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come, time and time again. We've said it and we're going to say it again. That your national sports players, be it through netball, be it through cricket, be it through basketball, be inducted into a local Montserrat Hall of Fame so that they can get the recognition and give the solution for the persons who are seeing what will happen to them after. The younger generation is watching. They want to know what is there after the sport. Not only can you contribute to the development of the sporting disciplines, but you can also be recognized in the Montserrat Sports Hall of Fame. And we are creating this for you, ladies and gentlemen. So on October 24th, on election day, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We are voting for the United Alliance Party. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time. And I remind you, UA all the way.
Father, I will pray. Only him know how we get through every day. Only hike in the price, I'm a leg we have to pay. While our leaders play, all I see, people are rip and a rob, all are grime. Thief never love is a thief with long bag. No love for the people who are suffering bad. Another toll to the cold make.
I kind of like this side of the podium, or the platform, and yeah, I like this side. I like this side. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jenzil O Skerritt. Come on, let me hear you. Let me hear you. Get something louder, 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 louder. Jenzil. As BS say, he's the opening batsman. He have to take the shine off the new ball. I did that a lot. Now, I'm saying to you, Tonight is just a reminder. We do not have any access. No ferry. The first thing they did, they got rid of the ferry and they have not been able to get it back. As a matter of fact, they brought want to pay a whole ton of money. I don't know where the money be. I'm saying to you, do not forget when you go Thursday what harm has been done to this nation. We have had masses and droves of our population relocating, including me, and we want to come back. Right. All I'm saying to you, do not forget. Do not forget. We have our very next speaker coming up, who is a champion lady. As a matter of fact, all 9 candidates are champions. So it's just champion 1, champion 2, champion 3, down the line. Down the line, just like how we vote, down the line, all 9. Don't mix up nothing. We're not going to the mix up. Friday morning, if we have mix up, we didn't work. We didn't do our job. We don't want to mix up after the vote is count. We want a unanimous. As a matter of fact, you got the broom. Me see the broom tonight. I'm going to show you sooner or later the broom that come up here. A lady that has performed tremendously throughout her career, 25 years and counting. That is what you call service to country. Service to country, 25 years and counting. And as you all know, the premier in waiting, the premier that's coming, has done 25 years unbeaten. 25 years unbeaten. So I don't touch him. Don't touch him either. I want bad team. When we say bad team, I want great team. Let me use right words. Right words, because every word that we use up here, they take them and twist them. Great team. Fantastic team. Team of strong leaders. I bring on stage none other than Dr. Ingrid Buffonge.
For too long now we have been fighting with no uniting. Bombs and guns shot faster than lightning. Things get so frightening. Jalana. Your love is waiting there. All you have to do is the right thing.
Yeah, you know.
And stop fight against your IG.
Good night, Montserrat. Good night, Cudjoe. Good night, Montserratians overseas. Good night to my parents in Alveston. Before I ramble on, I would like to thank Zenushka Meade, who has worked tirelessly during this campaign, putting everything together, getting everything sorted. I'd also like to thank the Bear for his tremendous support to the whole party. He's a man just like Austin Howell, who does not like to lose. I would like to thank Reuben, I think it's G Meade, the ex-cop, and Arthur, who have come with us on house to house on the campaign trail with amazing support for this party. Most grateful. I think we always forget to thank you. I've spent most of the time on the platform over the last couple of weeks hiding behind the podium and hiding behind my glasses and sticking to my script because people can be cruel, and I wanted to stick to the basics, stick to the facts. My mother came to Montserrat in 1959 as a voluntary nurse, married a Montserratian man in the 1960s and lived happily ever after. And throughout her career, she did amazing work looking after people in the village of Kinsale and had the most compassion that I've ever seen and made looking after people her life's work. I grew up watching my mom look after people. And so making sure that the people of Montserrat are taken care of medically has always been my primary concern. But I must say, yes, it's been 25 years of trying to look after people. It's also been 25 very heartbreaking years of watching care that's not always done perfectly. And me, as a medically trained person who's worked in other places, it is difficult for me to explain to the people of Montserrat and sometimes to the Ministry of Health how things should be done. And it has been a challenge. 10 years ago, I decided to run for politics because after a few years of trying to explain to politicians why we needed certain things, myself and another health worker decided that we might as well run because we could more easily articulate the issues. I was born in a hospital in town, Glendon Hospital. I grew up on Reed's Hill, which is a little quiet hill, only sheep and goat. My father was overprotective, so I didn't really hang out a lot with people. Saying this to tell you that I am, at heart, a shy, quiet person who's generally afraid of people unless they need my help. If you need my help, I am all yours. In healthcare, this party intends to adjust health law and adjust health policy. Over the last 10 years, last 15 years, it's been obvious to me that what we have written down in our laws does not address cause of death. What we have documented as health policy does not properly address cause of death to the point at which we can turn things around. I was chatting briefly a little while ago with a person in a shop who asked me to make sure that I stayed upbeat in my presentation because yesterday I made it sound so sad. But wanting change desperately for an island and not seeing change can make you sad. So the most I can do in terms of optimism tonight is to show you my vision, or our vision for Montserrat. In health law, we want to make sure that we address that people are dying on Montserrat because of strokes. They're left with disability because of strokes. They're left with disability and they die because of heart attacks that are not treated effectively, not treated quickly enough. They don't have the intervention that they need. And in terms of cancers, the care that we provide is too slow. We're too slow in diagnosing. Often a year passes by and you don't realize that a person is sick. And we're finding persons who are being diagnosed with cancer when it is too late to do anything about it. And these are the things that this party intends to tackle through addressing health law and through writing health policy that is relevant so that healthcare workers can feel supported in their quest to look after people properly on this island. I've said all of this so much on the radio and on the platform that even to myself, to be honest, I feel a little bit like a broken record. But the vision for Montserrat is that when you become unwell with certain conditions, your care will be dealt with as effectively as it would be in a first world country. And we will not be known as a place where it's easy for people to die. We'll be known as a place where people can live. You get sick, you have a medical emergency, we get you off island fast, we allow you to live. We want to make sure also that we address health financing, because presently good health care seems out of the financial reach of most persons on island. We find also that it is difficult for the health service to provide excellent care because they cannot even afford the cost of care themselves. So health financing is in this government plan. We want to make sure that we put full attention to research and audit so that we're feeding back information into what we do so that we learn from our mistakes and each time we do it better. We do not sweep things under the mat.
The driver of aisle 3337, please move your vehicle.
Anyway, we were told that rain's going to come tonight, so we have to be quick. I can chat with you at length on this over and over again in different forums, if you like. I feel very well supported by the United Lions Party. Our leader and the team are happy to take on health. We have in this party two lawyers, Veronica Dorsett-Hector and George Kirnon. And if you didn't know George Kirnon before, you surely know him now. I want to thank those who objected because you only made him more famous. And you've only made this party stronger. When George Kirnon speaks on the platform, I stand over there and just watch in awe that so much knowledge and brilliance can come out of one person. These two lawyers will help us to adjust health law and will help us to write health policy so that we are led by the things that we should be led by and not randomly addressing issues as they happen. We have in our team John Osborne, who is known in the region and known on island, a quiet, unassuming young gentleman who has worked tirelessly for young people in this country, who has money but is not about money, who just wants to make a difference. And he has done so much that he has had to tell you about on the platform because he's not a boasting guy. He's a guy who goes along and does what he has to do, helping people along the way. We have Jenzil O Skerritt, Jenzil is an amazing young man. He is the brother of Dr. Tiffany Skerritt. Jenzil has a heart of gold, a very intelligent, dynamic person. I always feel nervous coming after him on the platform because he is so amazing. I'm telling you all of these different things in a short space of time. So Jenzil, it has been fantastic getting to know you and just, feeding off your energy on the campaign trail. We have Ann Thomas and Buffonge-Thomas, who I'm sure by now has explained to you all the things she's done throughout her entire life to help people in communities. Most recently, well known for her work in the Davie Hill community, and is an amazing, dynamic woman who has so much more to give to Montserrat. We have Marjorie Smith. Marjorie is amazing. You're going to hear Marjorie speak next. She's very intelligent. She's easy to work with. And I am very happy that when this government gets in, that we will be on the same team. I'm sure I've forgotten Dwayne Hixon. Dwayne is a quiet young man, but has done so much. Dwayne has helped so many people and has employed so many people. A true businessman who is making a difference on this island. And of course, our leader, Reuben T Meade, who I can go on and on about, a man who I'm really very honored to be in his party this time around. It has taken me 10 years to get into the right party. I am very happy to be here. I am very optimistic about the future of Montserrat. And I honestly believe that if this party gets in, when this party gets in, on Thursday, Friday, right, Loretta, not if, when. When this party gets in on Thursday, Friday, that we will work tirelessly to make Montserrat better for people on Montserrat. And I speak about healthcare generally, but I also have a lot that I care about in terms of economy. And that's why this party wants to make sure they give its support to local businessmen, to school leavers leaving school with their bright ideas, but need help with business plans, need funding for their businesses. We want to make sure that local businesses in Montserrat can stay afloat, can boom, and if anybody is struggling in their private business, that this party will be helping them. We want to honor the vision of Honorable Gregory Willock and his 6 festivals on the volcano of 10 years ago. We want it to be that there is always a festival going on Montserrat. So at no point will the money that the bars are making go quiet. At no point will the hotels have no guests. At no point will there be no money floating around Montserrat. And when people come here, they will be delighted to be here because this will be a fantastic place for people to be, where there is a lot going on, where healthcare is great. I don't talk a lot about education because a lot of the other party members talk about education, but in education, special educational needs has been big on my mind for the last few years because there are a lot of children who are brilliant but find it difficult to learn through normal, traditional pathways in education. And those children need a diagnosis and they need the support in order to get through the educational system and become brilliant. Remember that the head of Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Enterprises, he was a young man with special educational needs, couldn't pass a test, and is now a billionaire. There's so many billionaires on our island, little young ones with bright ideas, brilliant ones that just need our support. Don't need to be pushed over to the side. Not everybody wants to get a low-paying job just because they found it difficult getting through the early years of school. So this party wants to lend these young people a lot of support and help them to the finish line. Single mothers getting through life, having children to support and nobody to help them, we want to help you. We want to make sure that our community centers become safe havens in communities so that people in Montserrat, children in Montserrat in particular, are safe, are educated, are entertained. I cannot express to you the joy in my heart at the thought of this party getting in and of Montserrat becoming a better place. I trust that you know, and I trust that the people who are not here tonight but are listening will do the right thing on the 24th of October and will vote all 9 for the United Alliance. I'll put my life on the line for this country, put my life on the line for this party. I have 100% trust in them. Vote United Alliance, people of Montserrat, you will not be disappointed.
Salute.
Give it up, 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 give it up. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up for Dr. Buffonge.
Love is waiting there. All you have to do is the right thing.
Yeah, you know.
And stop fight against your IG.
You notice from Sins in St. John's, I'm wearing my hat, and Sago don't have on his hat, but it's my hat. It's not Sago hat. I want to make that clear. Because he telling me behind the you see me hat, he not come here with no hat like this. And you ask when me see a United Alliance hat. Anyway, we'll move on. We are under attack. I thought that they would have stuck to the candidates and say what they want about the candidates. But now they're attacking supporters as well. They don't have any plans for the country. So they're tired of attacking Reuben Meade and the others. So now they're on supporters. Lord have mercy upon us. All in our bedroom, they're gone. Boy, them a peep through window. They know who asleep with who. I don't understand. All of a sudden, our business, with the supporters, our business have become their business. What, run people out here? No, that is not a good thing. We need them to come. I'm not going to go there with you, eh? Anyway, we are going to stick to it because let me tell you something, no matter what they say about us, we already have it in our head that they got to go. They got to go. And they could spread all this scandal they want and say all they want. Listen, they're so frantic that they're campaigning on their own now. They're going to people and say, listen, me know you don't like such, but give me one now. Give me one now. Fathers taking their son. Give me one now. Could you believe that? You're a part of a team and you go out there beg one. When I go to people and I ask for all 9 and they say, beer, me could give you 5. Me say, thank you. Who forgive? Give the 5 that you choose. I'm not telling you who to vote for, just give me the 5. Just give me the 5. Me take the 5. I don't want no less than 5 because 5 farm government. So if you're not all the way with me and you give me 5, thank you. Give who you want the 5, just give the 5. That's how Joel Osborne talk. Just give the 5. May I learn from you. Yes. So I don't want any of my supporters of the United Alliance supporters, sorry, not mine, the United Alliance, or the candidates to go out there and ask for no 1 vote. Ask for 9. And if you get 5, take the 5 and no say who forgive. Just say, give the 5. When they walk into the, just give the 5. Whoever you want to give, just give us. And thank you. Because 5 farm government. We want 9, but we'll take 5. Yes. But they're out there looking, give me 1 now. Just give me 1. Yeah, right, give me 1. What nonsense. And you want us to put, the fighting don't start, and you want us to put them there? The country mash up, the governor will be dancing. Me have them again. Me have them again. Our next speaker. Let them fight. But you see the problem we have. Me no want to get them to go fight there. They won't kill her, sonny. They won't kill her. And me love Montserrat. Me no want to run again. Volcano run me. Them here was not volcano. Our next speaker. She's been on fire from the beginning of the campaign. And now She's on the finish line like Usain Bolt. She's running like Bolt, but she's not tall like Bolt. So she foot them a move a little faster. She make up grounds. And she told me, listen, I am going to the finish line with speed because winning is on my mind. And I don't like lose. Me furious when me lose. And this lady tell me, we cannot lose. We are going to the finish line together. She's a champion. And they attack her as well. Me come and go deal with the same person when you hear she done becoming. And no stupidness with them tonight, you know. Oh, she's coming here with a woman with a clean record. An impeccable record. She's a state woman. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. But we pick up ourselves and we dust off and we continue. They have no sin. So let them throw this first stone and see what kind of stone we could throw back. Please welcome to edify you, to educate you, Miss Marjorie, a woman with standard, Smith.
Good night, Cudjoe, and all you wonderful people who have converged on this space. We are here one last time for this election campaign. The overwhelming support that you've been providing to us over the time has been tremendous, and we appreciate you. To our friends on social media, who are running different time zones, yet you continue to rally around us. Good night to you as well. People of Cudjoe, I crave your indulgence tonight as I bring to your attention a matter that has been the bother of many residents across Montserrat since it occurred on Saturday night. I was in Little Bay, enjoying myself with you, the people, who came out to support us, and this incredible team of trend setters. Can you imagine that while I was minding my own business, members of a particular grouping decided to use the unfortunate circumstances surrounding my two adult sons to garner political mileage? Look at the level at which they have stooped. I am not searching for pity, because anyone who knows me knows that I can stand on my own. But of these people who claim to be so concerned about the welfare of the residents of this land, which of them have approached me to find out what is going on with my children? I am the candidate here, not my children. I say shame on every one of them for condoning this type of behavior from a man who professes to be a Christian. But then, that is the nature of many of them in that pretentious group, hiding behind the name of Christianity, but whose hearts are far from Christ. I have known this disgraceful man all of my life. Growing up in church, he has held many offices. Yet his behavior is causing people to turn away from the church, not wanting to return. The tongue that he used to pray is the same tongue that was used to curse people. People who are made in the image of God. It is no wonder that the Bible says, and I believe he was speaking directly to him when he said, you are of your father the devil, and your will is to do your father's desires. Imagine that even the devil, I am sure, is preparing a back door in hell to run out of when he sees him coming. If me not trouble you, are you not trouble me? I want to tell him to check good, because the rusty hinges on his closet, they are about to fall off. And if he continues to interfere with me, I gonna pull them off myself. It was one of his group members who asked us to let what is on our minds stay on our minds. Tell him to leave Sissy and Peel last picnic. I have set standards for myself. I am a professional. I have class. So even though my 5'1" stature may keep me down low, I will not go that deep into the gutter where he belongs with him. Despite his group's several attacks on members of the United Alliance, we continue to maintain a professional and clean discourse. And in case he didn't get a chance last night to read what 1 John 1 and 1 John chapter 1 and verse 9 says, I will remind him. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. I said to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And I leave it at that. Maybe they should try and take a leaf, at least one page, from the book of the United Alliance team. They need to come out of the sewage that they claim they were saving back in June. And those of them who like to say, compare, remember that while your heads remain in places that it should not be, some of whom you hold in high esteem run rampant. Sorry. Many candidates in this race do not mingle with others. They drive around with their windows rolled up, not even saying a good howdy to their neighbors. But all of a sudden, they're concerned about others. If they have been operating in this manner prior to elections, think of how they will treat you should they be elected into office. It will only be a matter of time before they fall back in their old ways. I am from grassroots. Me go to school na barefoot. Me sleep on floor. Me cook on wood fire. And not talk about hungry. Struggles are what make me. Matty is my friend. And I am not afraid or ashamed to give her a hug when I meet her in public. I do not see myself as being better than others. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no way that we, the candidates, or you, the electorate, will be distracted by their schemings. John 5 called me one bull cattle one time because he said he know that when me put me head one way, a day me a stop. And a just so me a go boot and kick with the United Alliance team. Me, I go kick for the people who I am choosing to serve. For the past several weeks, we have been discussing the policies that will cascade down into the bread and butter issues affecting you. Our aim is to create jobs that will put money into your pockets and food on your table. To address the issues facing single mothers. To focus on the Marlena pairs and other parents with children with special needs. That is the level of hope the United Alliance is bringing to Montserrat. To finally free us from the shackles of dumb, dumber, and dumbest. I cannot overemphasize the ability of our leader, Mr. Reuben T Meade. This is a man in whose DNA you will find brilliance, strategic thinking, and development. This man was called to serve Montserrat back in the 1980s by the great John Alfred Osborne. It is because he saw his worth and the value in him why that was done. Yes, he went on to beat him, the same John Osborne, at the polls in 1991. And although me vexed with him for do that, I must admit that the man is remarkable. We, the members of the United Alliance, are committed to working with him for the good of this little land, for you and your children. For you and your children. There is nothing in this election to kikiki about. It is serious business. We need people who genuinely care about the future of Montserrat. Not those who look down on you when they get into power. Not those who refuse to take advice because they feel the power is theirs to lord all over you. Ladies and gentlemen, look ahead. 34 people are in the race, trying to make it to the finish line. They are running, and they are running quickly. Who is your preferred sprinter? Who are you placing your confidence in? I'll just remind you that inside that poll booth, it is a safe space where no one can force you to reveal who you have chosen. So don't be afraid to do the right thing on Thursday. Don't be afraid to vote for Ingrid Buffonge. Vote for Veronica Dorsett-Hector. Vote for Dwayne Hixon, George Kirnon, Reuben T Meade, John Osborne, Jenzil O Skerritt, and Thomas. And for yours truly, Marjorie Smith. Vote all 9, all the way. And I don't believe that I have to remind you that I don't have an attitude. All I have is a set of standards. Thank you, Cudjoe, and good night.
Right. I always like to take my hat off because I like to speak to you with respect. You don't speak to people with your hat on. You take your hat off. Now, somebody just say in the back, all the gloves are off. But I warn you, we're not going low. We're going to go high. I am not joining that. But I have to say, is it economy or economy? I'm not sure. Is it economy or economy? I'm going to ask the premier when he comes up to tell you all what that means. But just imagine, I get a grant. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to talk about myself. I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. I don't know. I don't know. I want to, right. All right. So listen, everybody say the governor giving trouble, the governor doing what he like. And we elect people that should understand the Constitution. George has spoken to you and he will continue to speak to you about the simplicity of the document that everyone is afraid of, that's in the government. And you had one that say first call, he didn't even understand that as well. He didn't even understand that. I don't want to go there. I'm just saying. I'm giving you information. We're not going into the detail because we don't tell you everything. But we have the candidates and the caliber of candidates from 1 to 9 that can take the mantle and deliver for you. I have no doubt. So listen, the next lady sat in Parliament. She actually even challenged the governor and won. I'm not going to get into that either. But I'm saying this is the strength of the team before you. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Veronica Hector Dorsett.
A blessing for you and a blessing for me. Cause him promised to provide everything my heart desires, as long as my delight is in the Lord. So I'll bless his holy name, cause his promises remain forever and ever. Don't make nobody trick you. Blessings flowing over here like a fountain. Don't make nobody trick you.
Give me more music. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. I have no voice, so I may just have to dance all night. I have some children, and the children have been saying to me they want to vote. Now it's the children who say they want to participate. So I am giving them the freedom to say a few words. Come and help me. Come front, go front.
Good night, citizens of United Alliance. I just want to give you a little advice. Vote for United Alliance. I'm sure you won't regret it.
So, vote for United Alliance.
Vote for United Alliance.
Okay. All right? We're going to look after you. I told you I train leaders and I raise champions. The little one in the white, I promised him that we're going to have a football match. So please come out and support them in November when we celebrate. Are you listening? Yes, listen up, because parents, you must come out and support your children. We are here to build strong families, strong communities, and a strong Montserrat. Citizens of Montserrat, I need to hear you. We are near the finish line. You can't go tired on us, man. You can't go tired on us. How can I say thanks? How can I say thanks? Firstly, thanks to the Most High God. And Jah, because that is in the Bible as well, for those who do not know. I'm not trying to win votes. Tonight, my brothers and sisters, we are at a very important point in our history, in our development, and we cannot afford to get it wrong. Cudjoe, my people, you hold the present, the past, and the future in your hands. On the 24th of October, you can change history, lost opportunities, political retrogression, economic stagnation, social hardship, struggle, hand-to-mouth living, push-up faces, because y'all have stopped smiling like you used to smile. But on Saturday night, y'all were smiling, you were dancing, and so you must decide whether a nation, whether it is the time for Montserrat to be favored, for Montserrat to be blessed, for the word was already delivered from the prophet. The time is now for Zion to be favored. So my people, I challenge you, as I said to our counterparts in Boston, we are aspirers, have always been aspirers because of the way we were brought up. A friendly, caring society. And we want a modern, thriving economy. And you can only do that not with the teams or the associations that have arisen, but by voting the United Alliance. I bring to you again, and I do so with confidence, a competent team, an experienced team, a team with capacity and ability, a team that is caring, who will work with you, who will advocate for you, who will represent your rights and ensure that you have equality, that discrimination is eliminated from this our society for a strong and wholesome society and Montserrat. My brothers and my sisters, tonight I tell you, one person said, I said that power is in the court. And I maintain that position. Because wherever you go and you reach the court, it can overturn and decide what you decided. Can you imagine that they took umbrage with that? They vex because I said that. I'm not boasting about being in the court. I am saying, don't get frightened for a little position. It's not about the position. It never was about the position for Veronica K. Dorsett-Hector. You've got the wrong P. It was always about the people. It was always about my people. For I'm a product of this land and all the peoples who have come here to live. Tonight, I received a beautiful gift. A mother decided she's going to send me one of her patties with cheese. So when I go home, I'm taken care of. Because, and that mother is from the Dominican Republic, not Montserratian. My brothers and my sisters, tonight, when I talk about power, it is not power, that's not the P we're talking about. We're talking about the ability to make things happen. And I want to challenge you. First, before I do that, because I want to lay the foundation. The gangs at MCWLE who take care of our roads have been doing a good job given their numbers. And I want you to applaud them. Give them a big shout up. But I am convinced that it is time for us to transform our land and our environment. We need to beautify our land. We need to make Montserrat a 5-star hotel. That is the vision I have for this land. So tell me then, when you walk or you drive from Drummond's and you go through the land, are you pleased with how you see the land? Are you pleased with the kind of buildings? Look at government headquarters. How many years have gone? And no construction for a proper government headquarters for our people to live in. My brothers and sisters, I said tonight, that is unacceptable. And we need to beautify the premises. We need to create our beautiful green spaces for our staff, our visitors to the compound, to relax, get rid of the stress. The time is now. The time is now to favor Montserrat. The time is now to arise and build and regenerate and create some semblance of a town. At least, we can beautify the place and bring some fun. And I want to salute Mr. Arthur and all his men who have worked with him. I want to salute his daughter, Vida, who I told them, Vita, my apologies, to take her to COP with them. But they did not. And this is in no way an attack on the person they took. But I'm saying, an ambassador for Montserrat. I went to SIDS at an international conference, and there she was representing Antigua and other places. And Montserrat takes someone else all the way, and leave her behind. I said to them, give her the job as an advisor. She doesn't have to be a part of staff to become an advisor. But what do? We cast her aside. But, Vita, wherever you are, this woman here, Veronica Dorsett-Hector, will see to it that you become an ambassador for this our land when it comes to the environment and blue economy. You have worked hard. Brothers and sisters, we need to build. We need to build. In building, we shall create jobs, much needed jobs. We will also rebuild our pride. We cannot afford to have our Montserrat Secondary School in that state. Our children deserve a 21st century modern building for them to be prepared for this land and for the world. My brothers and sisters, we must ensure not only the Montserrat Secondary School, but also our primary schools, that their infrastructure is fit for purpose. And that also includes, and let me say it slowly, the St. Augustine School and their teachers, because they made their contribution to this land. And my Premier, the Honorable R.T. Meade, has assured me that we are going to work with them to build their schools and to look after their teachers and their staff. That's who we are. We are also going to ensure that when we are building, you've heard about the vocational courses, that every building, and I'm warning you, every construction site must have on our students who will be doing their skills training on the job while they get a stipend to take home, help themselves, and help their parents. May I tell you, a 5-star hotel, again, we are going to build. So we will be protecting the environment. So Arthur, yes, it's time for you to get your award as well. Yes. And we're going to plant foliage, nice foliage. And in between, we're going to put fruit trees so you can have a fruit. And even our visitors who have never picked a fruit off a tree in all their lives, they would have that experience right here in Montserrat. Brothers and sisters, all the old cars along the way, those must go as well. So if we need to pass legislation, we are going to pass the legislation and put the policies in place, but we are going to serve you notice because we are now at a stage where we are going to arise and build. Government is continuous. So, of course, we're going to build your hospital for you. We're not going to put a piece of equipment, a piece of something, a little design in Bank of Montserrat to fool you, to make you believe hospital is coming. And you're waiting and there is no hospital. But I can assure you, with the United Alliance, your hospital would be built, and we are not going back to any drawing board except to enhance what needs to be enhanced. Government is continuous. We are also going to complete the tower for the MUL staff. The staff at the airport must be housed in decent conditions. For too long, they've been suffering, and they minister, so nothing wrong with that. And then you tell me you love people. But if you love people, you would have also known that the building that the MUL staff uses, it is dungy. It is dark. It needs a facelift. It needs refurbishing. And I am going to ensure with the rest of the team that we look after the MUL staff because they look after us. Hurricane, storm, in the night, they are seeking to ensure we have energy. They're working with what they have. Put your hands together for the MUL staff. And Minister of Finance, I'm asking you to consider a raise for them, for they have not had any in all the years that they've moved to MUL. We're looking after everybody. Now you all know I love courthouse. And we have to ensure that we also build the halls of justice. Because we must come to the court with dignity. We must digitize our records or we are going to be in trouble. And we must also store them. So we need a new courthouse also for safety. Only one man. I say only one man. Only one man with his team can move Little Bed Town Development. Who is that man? Who is that man? Who is that man? RTM. Montserratians, we can assure you we're going to finish the jetty. And I'm telling RTM, I want a proper breakwater because we must not have any ships going back to Antigua with our people. They must sail into harbor. We must also ensure that we have the shops around beautifully adorned and ready for our visitors so you can find work. And let me put the Montserratians on notice. Get ready to invest in Little Bay. We are not here to just speak about foreign investors only. You too must have a piece of the pie. This is your country, this is your land, and you must share in its prosperity. I may be jumping the gun, but I'm a visionary. And so I want to see the market change into a beautiful mall where products of Montserrat can be sold. And we can have nice boutiques upstairs. We are going to fix up the market. And yes, we will still have our local food. Uncle John would be there. The pastor and his wife would be there. And next door, we expand our food court to take in Boiling Pot, Miss Juliet, and everybody else. We are ready to transform our country into a 5-star hotel. What did I say? 5-star hotel. Once we move from there, brothers and sisters, we have to fix the roads. We have to fix our roads. All the roads, little. not just Little Bay, all the roads, in every nick and cranny. I went to visit a lady on Sunday, and she said, I am voting for Mr. Meade. My first house is Mr. Meade. My second house is Mr. Meade. But the road is terrible. So we are going into the side roads. We're going to fix the roads as well for our expats because they have invested in our land. Wherever we can find the money, we're going to fix. Now listen to me, I didn't say overnight. We are going to fix up. We are going to fix up. So don't say your road isn't fixed yet. Miss May, wherever you are, we are going to fix you up. Today, we are the leaders for a bright future, for a better Montserrat. And I'm asking you to join me, because I am going to vote. I am going to vote for Veronica Dorsett-Hector. And I'm voting for Veronica Dorsett-Hector because the United Alliance needs me. My people need me. So I am going to vote for myself because I am confident, I'm not showing off, that I can make a difference with the United Alliance Party. We are going to turn possibilities into opportunities. The vision is clear and the mission is achievable. So as a country, together, we are going to advance progress, one for all, and all for one. And together we can, and together we will, and we shall arise and build. We are going to ensure that we fix access, we fix education, we fix our housing situation, we have employment, we have jobs, we have fun, we are taking care of our elderly, our children, our women, our men, and our girls. With the United Alliance, we are at a crossroad tonight. We are at an important place in our history. And so I'm asking you, my brothers and sisters, do the right thing, do the wise thing. And on October 24th, rise up early. Rise up. Joshua said, arise early and let us go. We are going in to take over our land. We are going, and I'm telling you, Jehovah is with us. Jehovah is with us. So we're not going alone. We're going in to make a difference. And I can tell you, this must be the only leader in Montserrat to which the governor has sent a written apology. A written apology, yes. This woman is a powerful woman, a woman of influence. I don't make joke with her. I respect her because the Lord said you must respect those in authority. But I will fight for my people, and that is what I did. I am not here to make noise or rage in Montserrat and the governor ignore me. No, no, no. When I speak, when I write, she responds, and that is because the respect. And I can assure you that every member of the United Alliance will command that respect from Her Excellency, the governor, or whichever governor comes, because they would recognize that we are leaders. We are competent leaders. We are experienced leaders, and we can make a difference. So my brothers and sisters, once again, thank you for being with us on this journey. The white train is moving. The glory train is moving. Don't be left behind. Don't be left behind, but vote United Alliance on the 24th of October, all the way down the line. Thank you, and God bless you.
Let me hear you say yeah. Come on. Say we are going up. We are going up. We're going up together. We're going up together. We're going up to conquer. In the name of
yes, 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 yes. Give it up. Give it up, give it up, give it up for Veronica Dorsett. I took a peek on my face page just now on Facebook, and I see some respectable people who I respect a lot making some posts about the attacks that some of the candidates are making on each other and have no substance. But I want to tell a particular friend of mine who was on Facebook. When you go on Facebook to talk, say who. Because none of the candidates of the United Alliance have attacked anyone on this platform. Am I lying? They throw stone. They throw stone. We answer them. Let's see what these two doing, because we don't want an accident here right now. Come. You go up and you go down. Thank you very much. They throw stone. We throw back one stone and them a squeal. The premier came on stage last night and said one simple thing, and they take it personal. All the time he's been keeping quiet. They started on him, say he corrupt. Then they say he went drunkard. Then they say he broke. We took all that. That was not enough. They started on our female candidates, on their families. That's not enough. They start on our voters, our supporters. They are the ones that are throwing dirt. So I'm just telling my Facebook friends, when you go on Facebook to talk, say who's throwing the dirt and who. Because my candidates are here to talk policies. We are not here to go in your bedroom. So keep out everyone. Yes. Yes, they're the ones doing it. And no, not one of you who come here every night we go out and you follow us could say that you have not been educated. You have been educated by all our candidates, and you know of our plans, so you could hold the fire to their feet when they get into power. Because you could remind them, remember you said such and such and such, because you're listening. You don't have a low and harder toot, toot, toot. You can't hear what nobody else say. We don't have time for that. We are here to listen and applaud when you hear something good, and that's how we do it. Our next speaker coming to address you. The first time he went on ZJB, he was a bit timid. And my Lord, they run with it. Oh, he can't talk. Oh, what am I putting in politics for? Oh, they start to talk, and we said nothing. Reuben T Meade took him under his wings and tell him, when we go to campaign in the evenings, you're going to go in front and you're going to talk to the people and tell them what your plans are. And because of that, he has grown from strength to strength. And now he could more than talk, he could back. Please welcome our next candidate, Brother Dwayne Hixon. Come on back for them, my brother. Come on back for them.
Please guide me, Jehovah. Father, protect your soul. Can't stop me, cause me heart too clean. Can't kill me, cause me heart too clean. Because me heart too clean. Yeah, me heart too clean. Suppose that take for you know want see another youth rise. Them want to kick cake every slice, and no one let go feel not nice. But my life I know yours to decide. Not dead for you can rejoice. No sweat and tears, no sacrifice. And I'm gonna live your side. You do me things, I watch them laugh.
Good night.
True mankind, I'ma take the side.
Good night. Good night, Cudjoe. I must say good night to my parents because they are watching at this moment. I must say good night to my cousin Marilyn. She's watching as well. I'm still under the weather a bit. But tonight, I will say, there was an announcement made last night for people like my friend Poquito and other people the Haitian family, the Santo Domingan family, that when you're coming through Antigua, the hassle, the United Alliance will alleviate some of the hassle that you have been facing. We recognize we don't want to ever leave anyone behind. Last night, I was supposed to speak about my friend Cranston. Cranny. He's a guy, he got injured in an accident. And I'm saying to you, the United Alliance, once you're able, we are not going to leave you behind. So Cranny, help is on this way. It doesn't matter if you go to the hospital. I'm saying to you, I don't want to say, the people who have come and lived with us, when you go to the hospital, the same rate I pay, you will pay. And that is important. You go to the schools, the same rate I pay, or I pay for my children, you will pay. That's what we are doing. We are visionaries, but with action. And that's what a lot of things are happening in Montserrat, is that there's vision, there's little action, and of course, there's no implementation. And that's what is very important, is for us to implement the policies. So we, the United Alliance, will be the champion of your cause. This is why on October 24th, just around the corner, that we wish you to vote all 9, I didn't say 8, all 9 United Alliance. I must say, a lot of you know that I'm into real estate, I'm into development, but not only in structural development, but also we have to develop our people. It's one of the things that we are lacking is plumbers, electricians, carpenters, and that's why we will, the United Alliance, we will reintroduce the college. And it's the college, and it's for people who want to learn to be a plumber, to be an electrician, to be a carpenter, to be even a mason. Because rest assured, come sometime on Friday, the United Alliance is in power, this country will take off. Rest assured, we are action-oriented. We are action-oriented people. People, I am saying to you, just today, and I'm going to read to you the email that I received. And it was something that has to do with yachting. Because we speak here, we go to different forums, different villages, and we say what we have to say. We want to implement these things, whether being yachting, residential tourism we want to bring back. And I'm saying to you that someone sent me an email today, and the exact time is 2:52. And he said to me, "Good day, Dwayne. We wish you success with the election in a couple of days and will follow your progress." And he's speaking about the United Alliance progress. I notice in your manifesto that you are also focused on the yacht tourism sector. While I was in Montserrat, I did the research on yacht visits, and from this data, I presented a yacht tourism sectoral proposal to the then government, but were only interested, and he's speaking that the then government was only interested in taking and using my research for their own benefits. So he did not share it. I'm sure that you're listening at this moment, and I'm saying to you that once we hit government this weekend, action will speak, action will follow next week, because we understand the importance of development. he's saying that in the long term, the party, and this is from our manifesto, this is from it. So sometimes you think that it's only shared amongst us, but there are people out there in the diaspora. There's investors out there waiting, and they don't want to deal with anybody who's just going to, take them for a ride. They want to deal with action-oriented people. One of our long-term party priority is to develop a modern marina to enhance yachting facilities, to establish Montserrat as a premier yachting destination. He went on to ask, were you aware that I had also put together a consortium including C&N Marinas International that had made a commitment? I'm saying to you, about 8 years ago, they have made a commitment to design, build, and manage a marina in Montserrat. My people, I don't understand if the leaders of then understood what it really means for Montserrat. It means that a lot of people would be in work. It means that jobs, you just name it. Because one of the things that a friend of mine said to me that we need to do with, especially the yachters, is to ensure that we offer services, whether be it boat boys, whether be it laundry. It's for us, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to look at some of the islands. And that's why networking is very important. Networking, as the people from Santo Domingo, people from Haiti would understand that networking, it's through networking that our leader, called the leader, of course they call him the world boss, had a conversation with him. And of course, it just doesn't happen overnight. But of course, these things has to go through cabinet. And rest assured that come next week, conversations will be started. I personally understand that networking is so important because we have St. Kitts down there, we have Antigua there, we have Guadeloupe over there. It's for us to tap in on these resources. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's just the same thing with the golf course. I am not reinventing the wheel of the golf course. The golf course has been there for years and years. And I'm saying to them, I saw the importance through the lens of our current leader and Leroy Daley, Wanza. They were the ones who gave me the idea. The premier act, well, I have to say, I'm actually forecasting it. The premier gave me the mantle, the task to go ahead and start even, it wasn't to develop the golf course, but it was to do something for St. Patrick's, that we were going to actually do like a cross-country golfing tournament. And I realized that when I get down there, more had to be done. And I'm not a Rasta. I believe in God. What I'm saying to you, my people, is that we in the United Alliance, we understand the need. We understand it. And it's one of the other good things that I realize with all of us is that we listen. And we're not going to only listen every 5 years, because you know, a lot of them, the candidates, they'll come to your residence, and seeing them next week, you can't believe it's the same person that sat on your doorstep last week, because they would be so humbled. I was brought up in a particular way that I will always remain humble. Money, power would never, ever. And I understand, because I'm disciplined. And it's one of the things that I will always bring to the table, because I understand what it is not to have. And I understand what it is to have. For me, I want to see all of you. I didn't say all Montserratians, because I include people from the different nationalities, whether you're Jamaican or Dominicans, Santo Domingan, my friend good Poquito, he works for me. And I respect that because we are not going to leave anyone behind. It is our thing that we are not, it doesn't matter where you come from, because we understand, from the United Alliance, we understand that we need people. Just like how we are trying to build a population, and we understand that one of the things that you will hear from different, especially merchants, is that they only could bring in so much stuff because of, one, the expiry date. And it's very important for us to really grow the population, because there's, at no point in time, we will treat anything in isolation. We grow the population, tourism increase, we have residential tourism, of course, that it's part of me to always speak about, because I understand that with residential tourism, you have the cleaners, you have the poolmen, the electricians, you just name it, the gardeners, and these are people who would have a steady income. They would not be only working 2-3 days a week for how much months of the year that is there. These are, with the residential properties, they need constant maintenance. Constant maintenance, as I say, of pool maintenance especially, and that's one of the reasons when I was looking to get into something that would generate consistent money, I realized, I said to myself, pool is the thing to do. Because even though that the gardeners may be there for 2-3 days of the week or month, the pool always need maintenance. And that's one of the reasons why I did it. Other than I have to always give thanks to Pocket. It was pure coincidence when I got the job, because at a very early age, I got my license at 17. And it was Kenzie, who's better known as Chemist. I have to give him thanks. A lot of people don't understand why I always have to more or less give the credit to Chemist. It doesn't matter what people say about him, but I'm saying to you people, is that he's been good to me. He has told me, as a matter of fact, I remember he called me up and he said to me, somebody, Pocket, is looking a driver. And as I say, at a very early age, I got my license, at 17. And so Pocket needed a driver, and I said to him, well, I'll take on the task. But of course, he came to me again, and he said, Dwayne, Pocket needs a driver. You need to come out. And I actually stood home. I remember the morning, Chemist, Pennyman, and my namesake, Dwayne, and his name is Dwayne Hixon as well, that used to work for Pocket. They came to my house in Delvins. And I could recall my mother coming into the room, waking me up and said, there's some people outside to you. I went outside, and there they were. 4 guys came all the way to Delvins to get me to work. And from there, I always have to give thanks to Pocket, because he was the one who employed me. And from there, because of my passion and just the way how I am naturally, I actually started doing pools. I realized the hang of it. I took a year off, so I was not here during the starting of the volcanic crisis, because I understood at a very early age, because one of the things my father gave to me is a lawnmower and a weed whacker. I actually was one of the few people in Delvins that had 5 shirts, school shirts, and 2 pants. And it's all because of my work ethics. My parents, I'm very thankful for them, because at an early age, even my aunts, they were the same. They were very much involved in how I am today. And that's why I always would say, I will always remain humble. I am not that kind of guy to, like how some people say, you're boasting. I'm not like that. Because I understand what it is not to have. And it is important for me to ensure that you, the people of Montserrat, progress. It doesn't matter whether it's financially or via education, because I'm big on education, because power is one of the things that you have to be able to, it's not everybody could manage it. And I would say that we, the United Alliance, want to see everybody strive, succeed. And that's why on October 24th, I'm pleading to you, please vote United Alliance. All 9, all the way. And I assure you that you will not regret. So it's white and you will be right. I cannot come here tonight and not speak about golf in its entirety because, you know, one of the things that propelled residential tourism in Montserrat is the golf course. Currently, we have a small golf course. It's basically what you would refer to as an executive golf course. And I'm saying to you people, is that I know what the benefits can be derived from having a golf course. Leroy know what the benefits, and I'm speaking about Jawanza, the same guy that I keep beating up on. Ben, Splash, they know. Kingsley Howe, you just name it. Dave Williams, they're the ones, because of what I created, with very little help. And I'm saying to you, I know the importance of having a golf course. If you were to check every tourism strategy that has been written over the last 10 years, one of the first requirement they tell you, in order for tourism, especially residential tourism, to propel in this country, is that we need a golf course. Under I'm not going to say what party it was, but I'm going to say the leader. But under the leadership of RTM, myself, Leroy, and others, because they knew at that time the importance of golf. Because when we go and participate in other in regional competitions, most times, if not every time, there's a trophy coming back to Montserrat. And that's why the government back then did not have a problem in promoting and in supporting us to participate in these events. There's an event coming up in Antigua next month. Rest assured, after all the, I'm not going to say hassle, but after all this hard work that we've been putting in, and that's one of the reasons why my voice actually went, because I haven't been like this for a long time. We've been working tirelessly to garner your support, and we will not disappoint you. My people, understand what I'm saying. I understand, as I say, what it is to have and what it is not to have. You want to vote for people that can do, not only talk the talk, but I walk the walk. And it's very important for us. I am saying to you, on October 24th, which is just almost 2 days away, I'm asking you to support the United Alliance. Please, understand what I'm saying. It is important for you to vote all 9 down the line. I thank you.
I hope you're not tired. Dwayne, come forward, man. Come forward. I hope you're not tired. Somebody just come to me backstage and said to me, you know, boy, this man Dwayne, he's really a champion. But before that, you know, I knew that you were a champion. And then you were in alliance with me before. So now that we're united, we can talk as we like. You know, the guy said to me, look, I wanted to borrow a concrete mixer. And Dwayne said to me, why are you borrowing a concrete mixer? Why don't you just buy a concrete mixer? And not only did you tell him to buy one, you showed them all the information they needed, and now they own a concrete mixer. They don't have to borrow again. Right. Yo, you're a champion. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Nice. That's Dwayne Hixon. Dwayne Hixon. And look, me and your father just hang out in England, eh? Me and your father hang out, me bring you back too. Me bring back you, father, and, you know, wherever. Hello, wherever you are. All right. We're getting down to some business ends. Business end. The business end of this meeting is coming up. The business end. As a matter of fact, the environment is important, and we have to represent the environment from Montserrat to show we're practicing good environmental practices. And a man that has always been involved in the environmental cleanup, making sure that the roads are clean, bottles are not on the road, and nobody pay. This is what you call strength of a character for someone in Montserrat. The man just like to clean. I don't know who pay him. From north to Salem, he just cleaning. So the next candidate, remember I said the man just clean. But the next candidate who has been a very strong component added to this United Alliance, let me take off my hat again, who has demonstrated her strength in Davy Hill, in St. John's, in her own business, in government. And yet they try to slight her. Yet they try to small her up. But listen, I'm going to bring her on to tell you a little bit about environment and to show you how we're going to make sure that Montserrat is going to be clean and we're going to be standard set across the Caribbean. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage, Miss Ann Thomas and Mr. Clean. Miss Ann Thomas and Mr. Clean.
To make this country grow. Ann Thomas has the knowledge, experience, and lots of love to show. She may be humble, but she can do it. Fix education, old generator, get the diaspora in on it. A woman now for the future to look for all our way. All our way, all our way. We got to vote for Ann Thomas.
Good night, good night. My brothers and sisters, our loyal supporters, people of Cudjoe, our friends and supporters across the waters, a special good night to you. You know, when we say united, we mean united. And I'm going to tell you, all the presenters before me had a word or a phrase that's in what I'm going to say you tonight. And that is called united, because we didn't sit together and put our speeches together, but we are thinking alike. We are thinking, and this is why we are the United Alliance, because we are thinking alike, and we are here to bring Montserrat back together with you. Let's get to the meat. We hear you. We hear all the talk as we walk across the island. The many conversations that are saying things hard in Montserrat. And in fact, some persons say there are no private sector. Businesses are opening for less hours. Workers are getting less days. The sales and the paychecks are dwindling. And some businesses reach a point where they have to close. And the 2023 census tells us that there are less people on island to buy the goods. Montserrat is down to 4,386 persons. That's 536 persons less than 10 years ago.
And every day we hear of people leaving. They are forced to leave in frustration, while others are trying to bear it out. Some are making great sacrifices and adjusting their lives just to survive. Many are paying bills long after their businesses are closed. Ladies and gentlemen, the struggle is real. And the current government acknowledged and said, yes, the situation is bleak. They created a program to help the private sector. government seems out of touch. And they're just blind to the fact that people are suffering and people are living out of frustration because they have no means of supporting their families. And they're going to go before their savings dry up. But let's not give up. As the saying goes, behind every dark cloud is a silver lining. And my brothers and sisters, the United Alliance is that silver lining. We are fully aware and understand the hardships. We empathize because every candidate in the Alliance Party, the United Alliance Party, lives here on Montserrat. Each one of us operates at least one business, and we too are feeling the pinch. We know that we will have challenges ahead, and that we will not be able to fix everything overnight. However, in preparation, we have started the work to ease the pressure sooner than later. We are working on a strategy to ensure that all Montserratians, whether by birth or by choice, living here or across the waters, can live decent, productive lives with minimal hardship. And we understand that people need to eat now. So here are some of the things that we are working on. So when we are in office from October 25th, we can start implementing. We are going to use only a percentage of the freight to bring things to Montserrat to calculate the customs duties on imported goods. So less money is to pay out that can go to something else. And this will see a reduction in the cost of goods. Our leader, RTM, has committed that he will donate a portion of his salary during the first 6 months in office to provide some monies to start up business or to expand small business, which would afford some persons to get back to decent living, and in some cases, to provide employment for others. We are considering financial opportunities for people to gain capital, to bring their creative and innovative ideas to life. Cottage industries will be revived and encouraged under the United Alliance government. We will ensure many training opportunities, and if people know how to do things differently, then they'll be able to make a profit. We are going to reintroduce the technical subjects at the Montserrat Community College. We are going to waive the fees so that persons can go and acquire knowledge and skills to find employment. For example, right now, if you are looking for a mason or a carpenter, you may find it difficult. And one, because of the current port project, and two, because most tradesmen are in their older years. Some have retired and some are unable to work. We are going to reintroduce the CVQ program that offers an internship component of the training at the college, where persons will be able to get hands-on training in plumbing, electrical, etc. And we will make sure that we provide the technical support that is continuous, with experts working side by side with persons to ensure that they're steady on their feet before we let them go. And lastly, and by no means least, owners and workers are affected negatively by having to spend much time going to the immigration and dealing with work permit matters. Time is money. We are going to waive the requirements for persons living here over 3 years so that they can get permanent residence. And this will also allow some monies to be in pocket, and persons will be able to pay the same fees as us, meaning they'll have savings, more money in their pocket. Contrary to rumors being spread, United Alliance will not be closing down any projects, but rather we will see where we can enhance them to provide further employment. And of course, we will be working on strategies to retain our people. We need people to stay in order to support the businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, help is on the way. We haven't taken office as yet, but we are here bringing real-life workable solutions to ease the pressure. We need your help to make the change. We need to sweep this government out of power. We need to sweep MCAP out of power.
We need to sweep this government out of office to ease the burden off you. We need to sweep red and yellow. We need to sweep in the United Alliance. Hey, we need to sweep in Reuben T Meade. We need to sweep in Jenzil O Skerritt. We need to sweep in Veronica Dorsett-Hector. We need to sweep in Dwayne Hixon. We need to sweep in Thomas. We need to sweep in Ingrid Buffonge. We need to sweep in Marjorie Smith. We need to sweep in Osborne. And we need to sweep in Kirnon. Let us make a clean sweep on elections day. We are going to vote United Alliance all the way. Clean sweep! Ladies and gentlemen, all the way. Clean sweep. Get rid of the red, get rid of the yellow. United Alliance is your government on October 25th.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Let's hear it again for sweeping them out. Sweep them out. Right. We have time constraints. And when we have time constraints, we just move. We just move. So right now, I'm going to move. And we're going to move the United Alliance candidate, the 8th person. Is the 9th. The 9th. Oh, it's the 9th. Right. Anyways, we are here to bring championship character to this stage for United Alliance, your next government, and as Anne said, we're gonna sweep them out. Ladies and gentlemen, a man, a small stature of a man, that is the most powerful voice that has spoken in Montserrat for years, for decades, and he is in the United Alliance camp. He's under the leadership of Reuben T Meade. He's working with all the alliance candidates. And he's small but he's Talawa. He will take no. He will not take no, sorry. He will not take no for an answer. And he will champion the cause in justice and fairness. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming candidate George.
Gentlemen. Good evening, Cudjoe. It has been a difficult journey. It's been a difficult journey, but the end is in sight. The end is in sight, and the white train is moving. The white train is moving fast, and it cannot be stopped. The white train is moving very quickly and it cannot be turned back because there's work to be done. There's work to be done tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got to fix access, cost of living or medical services. Ladies and gentlemen, vote the United Alliance. The one team that can make a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be giving 5 minutes to bring your message tonight. 5 minutes to bring your message, and tonight I think I will speak. If you'll give me just 5 minutes of your time, I would like to speak about a matter which has been causing some concerns over the last 2 or 3 days. You are aware that there was a court hearing yesterday morning, and you're aware what the result was. And we are very happy. But there are many persons out there who are not very happy, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So someone called me today and said, you know what, George, take a few minutes and try to explain a few things to the people. Because there's quite a bit of a fallout out there
And the UA is an inclusive party, and we want to bring everyone together. We want to bring everyone so they understand what would have happened. But ladies and gentlemen, before I begin, I have a little story for you of what happened when I was about 15 years old. And this story is important for you to understand my message tonight. Are we ready? Yes. So I was mid-teens. I was about 15 years old. And I used to do a lot of studying, and I had a desk which I wanted to move from one room to the other. A desk. One room had one window, and I wanted to move it into the room with the 2 windows. So I tried to move the desk along with some help long ways, and it wouldn't come out. I tried the other way, and it still wouldn't come out. And I said, something is wrong. They must have built this desk inside of the room. Are you with me? They said, this desk must have been built inside of this room. And when my mother came, I said to her, well, why did you all build the desk inside of the room and the desk cannot come out? He said, well, if the desk cannot come out, then you know what to do. I called for help. I called a carpenter, and he said, in order for you to get this desk out, you have to take off this side of the door, or take off a piece of the desk. And I said, okay. And I said, how much does that cost? And he said, $60. And I said, well, I don't have $60 now, but I will pay you later. Then my brother came home, and his name is Jack. You know Jack? My younger brother, Jack. And I said, Jack, I want to borrow $20. I have 40, and I borrowed 20 to make 60 to give the carpenter. And he said, what do you want the $20 for? I said, well, I want to get this desk out of the room. And he said, why do you need to pay to get the desk out of the room? And I said, because it cannot come out. He said, no, George, the desk can't come out. I said, how? He said, lift. And he said, lift one end. And he said, turn it up and twist it, and it came out. Ladies and gentlemen, I give that example because we have a problem in Montserrat where the interpretation of our laws are concerned. And we feel somehow that the laws, our laws must be interpreted a certain way. We do not think outside of the box. So yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened. I'll tell you very quickly what happened. You're aware that they disqualified my nomination. They disqualified my nomination, and from the time I saw the letter, from the returning officer, I knew that she had acted outside of her powers. But I said, I am not going to raise that issue now, because if I do so, they'll say I'm a lunatic, because this thing has been done the same way for the last 50 years. So I said I wouldn't raise that. But what I knew was that she did not give me a chance to be heard. So I decided I'm going to appeal this case on the basis of due process. I was not given a chance to be heard. Are you with me? Okay, so I appealed the case on the basis of I was not given a chance to be heard. And so I let down 6 grounds on which the appeal was based. But one day before the case was on Monday, follow me, the case was on Monday, and I knew that the judges were going to be coming on Monday morning, and I said, now is the time to put it to these 3 judges, eminent independent judges of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. And I said to them, on Monday morning, I have an application to make. And if you hear this application and you agree with me, then there is no need to hear the appeal. You follow me? There is no need to hear this appeal if you agree with me and can give me a favorable outcome on this particular ground. And what do you think the ground was? The ground was the returning officer does not have the power to disqualify me in the manner in which she did. And in 2 hours, the court determined that I was correct. And that was the end of the case. The reason, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reciting that is because this is a practice which was done for the last X years in the same way. And no one could have raised that locally and gotten through. Fresh eyes outside and said, yes, you are correct. But that's not the end of the story. That is not the end of the story. They then said, after the court case, those who were not happy, they said, but you were not here for the 1 year. You were not in Montserrat for the 1 year, and so why are you contesting elections? And I said, I have been here for 1 year. I've been here for more than 1 year. They said, no, you have not been here for 1 year. You're disingenuous, you're dishonest. I said, okay. But listen now, ladies and gentlemen, just listen very closely. I said, I have been here for more than a year based on the interpretation of Section 51 of the Constitution. I said, you have to interpret the law to determine how long I was here. They said, no, 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 it says you must be here for 1 year, so you have to be 1 year. I said, no, 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 no. The law does not always mean what it says. And they said yes. And I want to give you an example tonight, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly. I want you to imagine a prominent businessman from Montserrat. Remember, you're trying to see whether or not a person who is, well, let's put it this way. Section 51 of the Constitution says this. It says a person must be in Montserrat for at least 1 year in the last 5 years. Right? 1 year in the last 5 years. And so they said you must be here for 1 year with your foot on the ground. Your foot have to be on the ground for 1 year in the last 5. And I said, okay. I said, take a prominent businessman. And God forbid he got sick. He got sick. He has business, children, family, everybody here. But he went away to England and he found that he had to stay in England for several months. And so he ended up spending just 2 months in the first year. And let's suppose that happened for the next 5 years. Next 5 years, same thing happened. His family is still here. His residence is here. His house is here, etc. And he ends up wanting to contest the elections in the 5th year, but he only spent 10 months. He only spent 10 months in Montserrat in the last 5 years because he was sick and had to go. But his business was here, his family was here, and he was doing business from overseas. I said, do you think that that gentleman should be disqualified? Do you think he should be disqualified? The answer is clearly no. It is no, but the point is that he was not here for the 1 year. And the Constitution says he has to be here for 1 year. So do you think he should be disqualified? No, he can't be. So I said, there we have it. There we have it, a situation in which the law says 1 year, and he hasn't done 1 year, but there is something about him and what his circumstances which make us think that he should be disqualified. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to just think about that scenario, and those who say that I have not been here for 1 year, you say to them, it all depends upon the interpretation of the law. Look at the desk coming out of the room. The desk, ladies and gentlemen, came out of the room when we thought he couldn't come out. And so those persons who feel I'm disingenuous, and those persons who feel I know I'm not here for 1 year, I just want to say to you, to say to them, please, he's not dishonest. He's not dishonest. He's applying the law to his circumstances. Thank you for listening to that example. But the point I want to make further, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, is this. This problem we've been having in Montserrat for a very long time involves the interpretation of our laws. We interpret the laws in such a way that it is not favorable to the development of our country. It hurts people. We have to be more compassionate where our laws are concerned. But it's more than that, ladies and gentlemen. It is far more than that. It is that the same thing is happening in relation to other areas of government, like, for example, the Complaints Commission, like, for example, the whole issue of domicile and residence under the Elections Act. Those are all issues which I will not discuss tonight. But this is what I want to say to you. An issue like access by air transport, access by sea transport is all governed by law. And the problems that we've been having over the years involve not only the interpretation of the law, but what to do about the law to get access fixed. So, for example, the Twin Otter issue is all about access, regulations, and standards. And they are not fixed in stone. There's a way to negotiate and try and get exemptions based on justification. The point I'm making tonight is this. Our cabinet, our government has not been doing enough to get to the bottom of the law and do something about access. We cannot stay and see this happening over and over and every day. We have been hiring vessels that are SOLAS compliant, but at millions of dollars. That's because SOLAS compliance requires a lot. It's a high standard of safety and so on, so these vessels would come at a high cost. But there are other certification and standardizations in the region which we could perhaps latch on to. But the way to do that is to seek exemptions under the Merchant Shipping Act. You have to know how to interpret and what to do about these laws. And we have made these problems perennial. We have made the problems permanent. Permanent when all we have to do is sit down, determine what to do. And not only determine, but do it. Do it. We have been toying with this air access thing for a very long time, and it's really only about standards. It's only about negotiating exemptions on the basis of proper justification. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I know the time is short. I was allotted just 5 minutes and I do not want to go beyond it. But I want to say to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that the white trade is moving in just 2 more days. 2 more days. It has been a rough road. But the white train has not stopped. There have been hiccups along the way, but we need to keep moving. On election day, ladies and gentlemen, which is 2 days away, I want you to observe something. Observe something very quickly. Note that we always say online down the line. But remember that the names are not going to be in all UA, and so on. It's not going to be like that. The names are going to be in alphabetical order, all of the candidates. So where the UA candidates present themselves, there'll be a white background. So you will see A for Alan, and Alan's picture is there. And also the other thing, we'll say George, but you cannot look for George, you have to look for Kirnon. You're looking for the surname, Kirnon George, Dorsett K. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be vigilant when election day comes, because it's very important to understand. A surname like Osborne, you'll have 4 Osborne on the ballot. You have to look for John Osborne. Are you with me? You got to make sure it is John Osborne. We love all the Osborne, but who we want you to vote for is John Osborne, right? On election day, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to wake up early, say your prayers, and come out, ladies and gentlemen, to vote for the Alliance. All 9. This is a great team. It's a great team. It's a beautiful team. It's a well-balanced team. And it's led by the best in the business. Reuben T Meade. Reuben T Meade. Montserrat has searched for a very long time for a party that stays together. A party that's united. And I want to tell you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that United Alliance is that party. It is the silver lining beyond the clouds. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we go easy. We go easy. The train is moving. Yes, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night and thank you for listening. Thank you. It's not an easy road. Give it up, 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 give it up for George!
We're moving along. We're having a good time. They can't stop us. No, they can't. They can say what they like.
They could call away a thief as they want. They're not hanging for a thief. But we know that we're going to sweep them out. Right out. That's us. We're going to move along. Our next speaker is the youngest overall. And he too has grown a lot. And he's coming tonight. He said, all gloves off. I don't know what else he have planned, but you'll see. So without further ado, let us welcome the one and only John. Osborne, and the only Osborne we are voting for.
Good night, Cudjoe head. Mia, I have to put my garden gloves tonight. Mommy in the crowd. Say that mommy here, I have to behave. This is one of the last nights that we have before the election. Yeah, but let me just thank George Kirnon for what he just said. Because yes, there are quite a few Osbornes on the ballot paper. But remember, all the rest is red, and red means stop. So when you see them in red, you mean that you stop, you don't go there. And white mean right. So the only one you're voting for is the one with the white background, John Osborne. Anyway, since it's one of our last nights, I want to use this night just to thank a few people that I haven't gone to thank yet. First on this, obviously, is my mother. And I have to talk about my parents just a little bit. Most of my life, my parents have never actually gotten to tell me that they're proud of me. My father actually waited until when he knew he was about to pass to finally tell me he's proud of me. I still haven't heard it from my mother, but I understand what her love language is. And I tell you how I know that she is proud of me. No, let me tell you how I know. So, you have to look at the things that my mom does to understand how she feels about you. And I came home very tired one day because I've been leaving the house at 6 a.m. and I'm back 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night most times, working the different projects that I have going on. And I realize whenever I come back home into my apartment, I see my United Alliance shirt well pressed on my bed waiting for me. So I know that my mother is very proud of me right now for being here. The other person I have to thank, because he's been coming out with my mother every night, is my younger brother, Adi. Adi, I have to thank you. I know that you're going through some hard times right now, but remember, I'm your older brother and I'm your keeper. Matter of fact, what you don't know is, when I was just 4.5 years old, I asked mommy for you. So, thank you for coming out as well.
Coming out.
There's somebody else here with the name Osborne also. And I have to thank him a lot because he flew back in from America just to be present for me, my first outing in politics. Gerald Osborne, stand up. And I have to thank him. And I must say, and I have to give him his flowers today. Out of everybody who carries an Osborne name, I want to say that you have done the most for me. So thank you very much for being here. There's somebody next to him too. Sonny, I want you to stand up too. Sonny, you're right next to Joel, stand up as well. I have to thank Sonny because I stood up on a stage, and after I came off that stage from endorsing somebody, Sonny looked at me and Sonny said, boy, you have a natural talent. When you talk, you command people like I've never seen before. You need to come into politics next round. So I have to thank Sonny as well. The other person I want to thank, he's not here, but he's a member of the community. And that's Bobby G. I hope you could hear me all the way up in Baker Hill. Now, Bobby G wasn't somebody that I spoke to before this election. We used to say hi, bye, that kind of thing, casual conversations, but not deep conversations. One day he saw me at the bank, and he came up to me and he said, listen, I had a dream last night that you were meant to run this country. So I had to come to you to tell you that you must be in the next election. So I'm going to thank Bobby G. Iris, I'm not going to forget you. I'm going to thank you as well, because 8 years ago, you told me that I needed to run for Montserrat because I needed to help Montserrat. So I'm going to thank you. I see you down there. Thank you, Iris. Now, I'm not going to call this next person's name, but I know he's watching on the live. And it's a special story because me and this person, we've fallen out over the last 4 years. Or something that I won't talk about here. And after George's court case, he walked up to me and he said, listen, let's let bygones be bygones. I know what happened between us in the past. Let's let bygones be bygones, because I know that this country needs somebody like you. And he shook my hand and he says, listen, I'm going to vote for you. And this is somebody we had fallen out over the last 3 years, hadn't spoken a single word. And he's now voted for me because he believes in my ability. He knows who he is, so I won't call. Jenzil, I also have to thank you too. Me and Jenzil have always been teammates. Back from since the days when we were playing on Youth Under 19 for the Montserrat national team. I could always depend on Jenzil. I was a guard, Jenzil was our center. If somebody ever got past me as a guard, all I would hear Jenzil say, don't worry. And when I look, I hear the ball bouncing off the back work, and Jenzil just blocked them. So, Jenzil, thank you for always being there by my side. Dr. Buffonge, where are you? Bia, I want you to go in to Kerisa and get something, because this is something special that I have for her tonight. Dr. Buffonge, I want you to come up on stage. Everybody knows that I love Dr. Buffonge, and she's a very, very, very special member of our team. I found out that Dr. Buffonge's favorite dessert is apple pie. And what do you think I did? I went and got her an apple pie bake. May I bring it on stage for her and give it to her? And I made sure I got a big one so she could eat from now till when we win. And I did that just to show you the United Alliance difference. You will never hear us call down any of the women in our team, ever. We will never belittle any of the women in our team. You know that we love all the women in our team. As a matter of fact, you will see that the men in our team, when the women come on and off the stage when we are close, you'll see that we hold their hands and make sure that they get off the stage safely, because we're all gentlemen. So they don't talk about us, because we take care of the women in our team. Miss Veronica Hector, you will not hear her complain about her team. You will not hear her complain about how we're belittling her or not. No, we'll never do them like how they did you. Never. We believe in your ability, and we will use your ability to its full ability. And the last person, well, I have 2 more people to thank. Dwayne, I want to thank you too. Because, as I've always said, you've been a huge mentor to me growing up. Matter of fact, you always hear them complain about me and what I get from my father, as if I could help which parents I born to. Dwayne, from a very young age, molded me as a young man to be a successful young man. So, when you hear them talking about me, part of the reason I don't squander money, part of the reason why if you hear them talk about me and inheritance, I still have it, is Dwayne. Because I watched Dwayne invest, work hard from since I was a child. And I wanted to be like Dwayne. And I became like Dwayne. So I have my own investments too. Yes. And the last person I want to thank, but I can't go too deep into the story because he might go come back on the stage and take me off, is Reuben Meade. And my mother is here, so I know she will thank him too. Because we have, and my family has, been through some hard times that he helped me with. If I went into the stories about how Reuben helped me and why he helped us, a lot of people would be upset with me. But I'm going to just tell you one little story. There was actually a time when I was a little upset with him, but my mother fixed the problem. I think he would remember, when my dad died, I was hearing some rumors and some stories that I didn't really like. And he met us at the port when we were bringing in my dad's coffin. and he walked up to me to shake my hand. And I told him, I can't shake your hand, because I'm a genuine person. The way I feel, I express that genuinely. I went home, and my mom pulled me one side and explained the whole situation to me and told me how Reuben had been helping her through some difficult times. And I felt bad. Matter of fact, Monday morning, I walked into his office and asked him to see him. And he said, let the young man come in. And when I went in, I had to tell him, I'm sorry. And I think that was the very beginning of his respect for me. So he's the biggest part of the reason why I'm in politics right now. Matter of fact, he walked out of a meeting that we normally attend together. And I was walking out behind him, and he looked behind him, and he said to me, if I went back into politics, would you come with me? And automatically, within my heart, I felt that that was the right decision. So I said to him, you have the best chance of getting me in politics out of anybody else who was asked. And yes, I've been asked by every other team. But I felt that Reuben was the right place to be because I felt that under Reuben, I could learn. I felt that he would develop me, and he has done a good job in doing that. So Reuben, thank you very much. And I'm sure you see that he has developed the whole team. I'm sure you see the growth of the United Alliance from our inception earlier this year to what we've become now. So, I just wanted to say thank you. Anyway, I know you've heard me talk about my life coaches. And one of them that I always talk about is Buffonge. Buffonge said probably the most important thing to me this election. And you know what he said to me very early in the election? He said, don't let anybody deter you from doing the good that your heart tells you to do. And that has been the most important thing that anybody has told me. Said no matter how they attack you, what they say about you, what they do to you, do not let anybody deter you from the good that your heart is telling you to do. And I'm going to make him proud because all the good that I plan to do for this country, I will do. All the policies that we plan to put in place to help people, we will do as a team. Matter of fact, I have some young guys and they've given me permission to talk because, you know, in Montserrat, some people say, oh, when you do things to people, you're not supposed to talk about it. But they are so proud of me and the help that I've been giving them that they have given me permission to say whatever I have to say. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you how this team represents. Some of you who are on social media would have seen today that I got a nomination from one of the biggest bloggers in the whole Caribbean, a friend of mine from Jamaica, and also another huge blogger in the Caribbean, another friend of mine from Antigua. And as you heard them say, I have changed the landscape of motorsports in the whole Caribbean. Antigua especially. And what I asked that friend to do, can we talk often? I said to him, I have 3 young guys here who are very talented in music. Some of our most creative, lyrical, musical talent in Montserrat. You'll hear them tomorrow actually on the stage, and I will be on the stage with them. But he has a lot of links within Jamaica. As my good friend Morton would say, link McChain. So he has a lot of links in Jamaica, so I asked him to come. And what he's coming to do in March, he's coming to interview these guys so that he can put them on the worldwide map with their music. He's going to do a vlog just for these guys. He has links to some of the biggest dancehall artists and producers in the world. And that vlog is going to introduce these 3 guys to the whole world. He's also going to help me introduce Montserrat to the whole world because he's bringing part of his film crew with him to show people what Montserrat is and what we are about and our culture. So Bear's going to love that. So we have been using our network to help Montserrat. We understand that a big part of Montserrat is that we don't make people aware of the talents that we have in Montserrat. And we as the United Alliance will use our network because we have the biggest network of any party. And we will use that network to promote our island. We will use that network to bring in investment for our island. And as you see, they're vexed because me and Reuben already start to talk to investors, so they're vexed about that. But we will use our network to recreate this country and drive the economy to what we need it to be. Now, I'm not going to stay too long tonight because I know it's getting late. It's 10 o'clock. We want to give Reuben some time to talk. But there's one message that I really, really want you to take home before I leave. We are the United Alliance, and we are a party that preaches unity. Now, we have 2 more days to the election. And please, after the election, let's go back to be the loving island that we are. When the United Alliance is not a party that's vindictive. So when we win, we'll put everybody to work. We'll help everybody. We'll show everybody love. So, you know what United Alliance mantra is. And that is my message to you today. We need to preach unity. There are creative minds in every walk of life in Montserrat. And we will use everyone's talents to rebuild this country. We will not divide anybody. I just say our color is white. White is a color that is inclusive of every single color. That is why we chose white. We're not red up and fed up. We're not anything else. We are white, we are right. We will unite. White will unite. So I want you to remember that tonight. And when you go to the ballot, please understand that we have the best slate of candidates to manage this country. So please vote for everybody in the white background. Please vote for United Alliance. All 9, all the way. UA, all the way.
You deaf? No, this ain't a big little one. Big it to work, big money in your pocket. Shiny life, won't be able to have a bit. Use the body future, tell you, you watch it, you know what it.
Good night, I just want you to hear this song before I left. Good night, good night.
Give it up, 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 give it up for this young man. Give it up for this young man. That's what we're talking about. A leader in the making. Reuben T Meade has never had so much individuals that could lead this country on this stewardship. Never. And he's going to pass it on. He's going to pass it on. Because he told me the next time we retire is for my grandkids. So I'm going to make sure that who take over from me, the group, not just one individual, the group that takes over from me can manage the affairs of this country when he's gone. Me not say dead when he retire. You know they want to kill it, but me say dead. Again. The next individual we're going to bring up, he's not a candidate, but he's here to support the United Alliance. He's here to support his father. He's here to support the whole team. And he's coming to give you a few words. What he call himself? Calypso Breeze? Lord of mercy. We're going to have to teach him to sing the key. But anyway, I will talk about that. Please welcome Ben Meade as he comes to speak to you.
Thank you very much, Beer. Calypso Breeze gone back into retirement, so we don't have to worry about nobody losing sleep over that. I will be very brief, but firstly and foremost, I believe in protocol. So there is a gentleman who has a message for our United Alliance supporters. He is the Honorable Premier Easton Joseph Taylor Farrell.
Who following you in. Name them one by one. And check the character. Check them. Name all them. You know, say that. Name all them. Name them one by one. Look at all the people who following you in. Name them one by one. And check the character. Check them. Name all them. You know, say that. Name all them.
I think we've heard enough from him. So I will say, United Alliance people, we are uniting Montserrat. And he says to go check your character. When he gives the hardships on your back, that you have to work 2 and 3 jobs to bubble 1 pot for your family, check your character, because he caused the hardship and had the nerve to say, check your character. So many more things I could say about that. The United Alliance has been speaking to the issues. He is a man of God. I grew up with him in church. And the things that I have heard him saying, I say, he cannot be the same man who I looked up to as a young man. Montserrat is too small for all this division and hatred. If a man... Yeah.
Check. Check. Microphone.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Microphone.
1, 2.
Not if the mic want to hear his thumbnail.
1, 2, 1, 2.
You think of the frequency.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Which number that be? You want?
Yeah. The sound man was afraid I would have played more, so he tried to cut me off. So we won't have any more from it, but all I'm saying...
Reuben Meade was everything to them. Last election he was sick and they begged him and dragged him out of his bed. He was so great for them. But now all of a sudden they can tell you he's a criminal.
It was very convenient for them to use Reuben Meade, but now that he is no longer part of their team, they could tell you how wicked he was and were willing to continue serving with him. Be very, very careful with people who create their own truth out of convenience. I also heard him talking about sitting down as premier for the last 5 years and is proud to say, government owe people, but he now pay them to spite Reuben Meade. So you're going to create hardships for your people to spite one man. You cannot be a man who cares about people if that is how you're going to behave. I mentioned something last night in St. John's, and 4 o'clock this morning, they nearly killed me. But I will repeat it. I have a question for the Honorable Creston Buffonge, and I will call his name tonight, so it is very clear. I am not attacking anybody's character. Creston came and met with me when he was meeting with other ministers of agriculture and told me, Ben, your father say, you're the last man to convince him to come back. We need a man like Reuben Meade back. I say, why? He said, you think we could really continue like this with Easton and Sammy leadership? And I don't tell lies. He said, do you think we could really continue with Easton and Sammy? They do not have vision. So I called my father and I said, listen, Creston say, boy, he need your back. But all of a sudden, he has gone quiet because they promised him to be deputy premier. You cannot be deputy premier of nothing. So explain why now all of a sudden you are saying Dr. Sammy is the best way to go. I'm going to touch on 2 more things
You have some new candidates who were here last night. Some young people. They know the hardships that young people face in Montserrat over the past 5 years. And you're going to tell me they have the conscience and the nerve to say they are joining with that same Montserrat people donkey kick for 5 years? It's best you had started your party if you really wanted to make change. I will save my village people for when we're in my village tomorrow. So I'm not going to touch them out here. Because some of them, for 30 years, Reuben can't get no ease. They need his guidance, they need this. And now they could be on radio and platforms saying the things they say and say they're men of God. I will not deal with them. When you heard the candidates speak tonight and throughout the campaign, you can see the caliber of candidates United Alliance has. No member of United Alliance is looking a job. They are here to serve. And I was told not to call no names, so I'm not calling no more names. But when you look at the United Alliance slate and the caliber and what some others are bringing to you, wearing their red tie and red shirts. If you are using this election to get a job so that you could pay your mortgage and pay your picnic fees that you couldn't manage, this is not a joke. You are not going to fool Montserrat people and try to come. If you have not made a success in your personal life, you cannot try to come and run government. You cannot be begging to be part of the United Alliance slate, and then you end up on platform and radio and talking all manner of evil about United Alliance because we said the people of Montserrat have rejected you in 3 straight elections, and you're talking as though you're the fabulousest thing in Montserrat. Be very, very careful. United Alliance is on a path to take Montserrat forward. I promised I would never come on a platform in Cudjoe again. Because they nearly hanged my father across here. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. We don't even need to spend any more time on the chaos and confusion that PDM created in Montserrat. Put Montserrat on a spiral. Stop hospital. Stop this. Stop that. So we cannot go back to the chaos and confusion of a party with 4 leaders. I might miscount, but I have 4, so tell me if I short. They can't even lead sheep to pasture. And then they decide at the last minute they're singing Kumbaya and can't stand each other and want to come and fool Montserrat people that they are for them. People first? You have to be kidding me. I'm done with politics for now. I'm done. I just want to say good night to my friends across the road who flew in from Antigua and will be with us in Salem tomorrow. So I would like to acknowledge the presence of the original Burning Flames. United Alliance is making things happen. The original Flames has not performed in Montserrat for years. And United Alliance is showing you the way. And then everybody get excited and decide they bring in a band that nobody listen to anymore. So we're going to come to Salem tomorrow. But at this stage, ladies, gentlemen, people who need to check your standards based on what the Premier said. How dare him. I ask you to join me in welcoming the only leader with a vision, the only leader with a track record of positive development. Let us welcome Reuben T Meade.
I decided to tell the story about this man, Reuben Meade. I tell you if you don't like it, the man done plenty good deed. He fixing the country from north to Salem. The opposition always giving problem. On Central be complaining, I wonder if you know what he's saying. I tell them Reuben Meade, the man for the future. Reuben Meade, we got it together. Reuben Meade, will help out the brother. Reuben Meade, geothermal down in the ground.
Redemption
he was
Day.
the one who said bring it on. Tell Delta and all his friends.
Redemption Day is Thursday. Redemption Day is Thursday. The team that will take Montserrat forward, under the leadership of the Honorable Reuben Theodore Meade.
Thank you, Reuben Theodore Meade.
You're welcome, Reuben Theodore Meade.
Now, hello? Now, I decided to retire. And I was hoping to remain retired. No, this not sounding right.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
And every time somebody came to me to ask me to come back in, and this included a wide range of persons, I gave them one telephone number. I say, if Ben tell me to come back in, I'll come back. And I knew he would not tell me to come back. This is a relationship which we have. We agreed to meet in a little place called Zoetermeer in Holland. And we formed what we call the Zoetermeer Accord, where my family gave me the okay and said, you love Montserrat too much, go and do it. Thank you. This is not about me. Okay, I just want you to understand. This election is not about me. I have been leader of government twice, so I can move on. But you see these people behind me? These are the persons who will take Montserrat forward as a unified team. And over the past 6 months, you have seen the growth in every one of them. Every one of them. They are ready to govern. And the shortest one, who claimed she was 5'1", she forgot to tell you is 5'1" when she have on shoes. But let's be serious. I had a conversation down the road a while ago, and my friend Basil Chambers come and say, look, you have the man down here chat too much. A time for him to go. And my friend down the road is saying, the other parties are saying, we don't need foreign investment because the British will look after us. And there's an obligation which they have in law, and the United Nations will force them to do it. And the single question I ask, over the past 10 years, name 5 things which they have done for Montserrat. 5. Okay, so they couldn't name 5, so I said name 3 things. But then I can say to them, do you want me to start to list the things that we did under my administration? Anybody remember what Little Bay looked like? That transformation took place in a 5-year period under my leadership. And that's just Little Bay. That's just Little Bay. You have Davy Hill. You have the non-established workers. And we can go on and on. But can you name 5 things that these guys have done in 10 years? Okay? We need foreign investment in this country. Yes. And I make no apologies about that. The reason why we need foreign investment, as I was saying to my friend down there, and I hope he's listening closely, the British government will never build a hotel for us. We have to build it ourselves. And what you find happening when foreign investors come, your local investors gain the confidence to invest and grow. We saw it when Morocco was here in Alveston Old Town. That is how our foreign investors created local investment. We will go after foreign investors. You need work. We need the economy to move. We need our children to aspire to work outside of the public service. And we, working together, gonna do it. All of us, plus this team. Imagine, and after this is special and dear to me. When you make promises, you have to keep your promises. We had a discussion, a brief discussion with our Spanish-speaking community. And they said to us, in order for us to go home, we need a visa to pass through Antigua that costs $1,500. Picked up the phone, called the world boss, and the world boss said, Reuben, consider it done. Okay? This is what you call representation. This is representation. Anybody was at the funeral for Hero? When the world boss came in on his private plane, sat down next to the premier, and the premier turned his head one way and ignored Gaston. What he should have done when he got up to speak, should have said to Gaston, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to talk, so come with me. I had to go up there and say to Gaston, come Gaston, take my 5 minutes and talk to the people. Hero was your friend. This is reputation talking to reputation. Because I'm a retired politician and I can say to Gaston, come. And he came. I'm not in office and I say, I need your help to do something. And he's saying, consider it done. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen when we talk to the other Caribbean leaders and we need assistance? And I can call my comrade in St. Vincent and I say, comrade, I need some help. The comrade will say, comrade, I have your back. I can say the same thing to my colleague in Dominica. I can say the same thing to my colleague in Jamaica. I can say the same thing to my colleague in Trinidad or Guyana or any one of the Caribbean territories. Because it is important when people respect you as a leader. This election is about leadership.
Correct.
It's about leadership. How could a sitting premier get up on a platform in Montserrat to say the people following United Alliance, and I'll paraphrase, are vagabonds and thieves? How dare the premier do that? Those are not the exact words, but that is what he meant, that you're liars, thieves, and scallywags. Going further, he's saying their deeds will follow them, and the British government watching them. He should have said they are watching Reuben Meade to lock him up if you vote for him. As Jesus said, I have been with you. I have been with you. So why don't you lock me up now? Why are you going to wait until I get into office to lock me up? I have no fear. My cousin is down there. So I have no fear. But when your hands are clean and your heart is pure, you have absolutely no fear. None whatsoever. So don't let any of them say to you that if you vote for the United Alliance, it's prison for them. Not going to happen. I have respect for the British government. They have respect for me. And as I say to them, I'm not your boy. When we come to negotiate and when we come to talk, you will give us, and if you don't give us what we want, we will go elsewhere to get it. We don't need their permission to go to other countries to seek foreign investment. We don't need their permission. Imagine, we have a geothermal well, 2 geothermal wells, producing since 2014, and they can't find a way to generate electricity. We are saying to you, we have investors who are willing to come and help us to create and transform that power into electrical power, which would be stable and cheaper than the fuel the electricity you're getting now. We're spending about $19 million a year just to buy diesel to generate electricity. Can you imagine if you save that $19 million a year, what that means in the economy? Basic economics. What's the word? Sorry. Sorry, that one stuck there a little while. So geothermal is on the table. My friend the contortionist, Yogi Laser, gave up working overseas to come back in so he can vote, among others. And we're saying to him, the lands that you're saying you want back to go and farm, you will get that land to go back and farm. We will find a way to cut the road to get access to that lands in Trenchtown so that you can go in, drive in, and bring out produce to feed the people of Montserrat. We don't need no short woman to tell us where we can go or where we can't go in Montserrat. Not the ones on this platform. not the ones on this platform. You see how they want to beat me up already? The other thing which they're saying is, you are a one-man government. You're a one-man government. Can I do things and I get away with it?
If they don't work, then you have to step in.
Good you. So let me give an example of one-man government. And the Premier spoke about it last night here. He said the Constitution is a Reuben Meade Constitution. It has to come through cabinet. And cabinet means all of the ministers of government. Couple of things that are important here. One, either they did not know what they were reading, they did not understand what they were reading, or they were sleeping, or they didn't read. So it's not my constitution. It's a constitution which the government of Montserrat approved. Secondly, they're claiming I cost the government $8 million here and money still left over from Gun Hill. But they were part of government as well. They were part of the decision. Were they sleeping at the wheel? And then they want to tell you, vote for them to go sleep again when they sleepwalk for 5 years to have us in the mess we're in today. Yes, my brother who entered politics with me, who lived just behind here, he realized he can't get back in again, so he run. When we look at our education system, we need to fix education. We need to fix education. When we look at the public service needs a lot of work. Civil servants need to have some transformation and better working conditions. Better working conditions. How is it that some people who don't look like us can work head of department in Montserrat working from England? And an assistant secretary who is in England cannot work remotely. And then you want to change her job. I missed out, so can I back up a little? Good morning to my people in England. How you do? Wave back? Yes? Okay, good you. And my friends in the United States and elsewhere, and those listening online in Montserrat and the Caribbean. I got a WhatsApp message maybe 15 minutes ago from a friend of mine in Antigua. I met him once, and he told me his knees are hurting him. You know why his knees are hurting him? Prayer. Prayer. He's praying that we, the people of this country, do the right thing on polling day on Thursday. And he said, although his knees hurting him, he's going to go back down on his knees later and continue praying. My friend, big up and thanks very much. My mother prays incessantly, among others. There is one party who claims to get washed at every election. Get washed. We also got washed. We're washed in the blood of the Lamb. We're washed in the blood of the Lamb. And this country, this little island of Montserrat, through the policies that we will put in place, will be for the benefit of all residents of Montserrat. For the people of Montserrat who live overseas as well, the Irish Lakes and others, where they have talent and skills which we can use. We have to build them into what we are doing. George Kirnon has given you an indication of who we are. We never take no for an answer. You will never hear that we're saying our hands are tired. We, the United Alliance, will fight to the end for the people of this island we call Montserrat, which we call home. We don't have to bow and scrape to the British, but we will fight. And we'll do it decently, because we're decent people. So when you hear others out there saying, this team is that and this team is that, and to us, we come to you with our policies and programs. We're not here to pull down anyone. We will not be pulling down anyone. We're pulling up on Friday morning. Dr. Buffonge, you have plenty of work to do Friday morning, you know. Friday morning. And the medevac will be busy. But what I want to say to you, my brothers and sisters, and John say he got say he gonna drive the ambulance Friday. But what I want to say to you, my brothers and sisters, I have seen faces following us along the campaign trail. They're persons who have walked with us. They're persons who have worked on our behalf. Many of you, there are many quietly in the background who are doing their thing. Very quietly doing their thing. Tomorrow night is the final night. I want to say thank you all very much. However, I want to say a big thank you to everyone in Montserrat on Friday afternoon when we do the swearing in. A public swearing in. And I give you a promise on behalf of the entire team. We have visited many houses that require repair, simple repair. We have walked the streets where simple repair needs to be done. We have spoken to persons who are less able and need help. We have spoken to parents who have children who are challenged, autism and those other names. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. From next week, Monday morning, this team will be working for you. We will not be hiding from you. We will never hide from you. You want to speak to any of us? Come talk to us. You're not going to see me in a jacket and tie, so you don't have to worry about whether or not you dress properly to come and talk to me. I have said to the team, every minister of government or parliamentary secretary must have 1 day per week, which is an open day for the people to come and speak with them without having to make an appointment. That's a commitment. I have also given a commitment that you can go on radio, criticize government, make your suggestions. What's on your mind has to come back. Basil Chambers, wherever he is, continues to blame me. Every time he sees me, he blames me. You got me in this mess. Basil, you will help us to take you and this country out of this mess along with all of our supporters. So you will stop bothering me. And there's a role for you and the bear and others. I'm wrapping up. There's a youngster by the name, no, let me not call his name. There's a youngster who worked with Public Works. He got into an accident and his lower body is no longer functional, although he's working on trying to get it going. He will come back out to work in government once we get in there. He will be back to work because he's capable of working and he wants to work and he will get back to work. So the less able and the less abled, there is a place for you on this team. Dignity for all. Dignity for all. For our nationals overseas, we will be looking at the electoral process, and we promise that there will be electoral reform. Yes, mistakes were made. And I'll put my hand up and say I was part of the mistake.
That's the man, that's the man.
We will fix those mistakes because we have seen the error of our ways and how to correct them. When you go to the polls Thursday, see that white background? You see these beautiful faces, except mine? Smile. Look for the faces on the white background. If you're even not familiar with the faces, look for the white background. They're not all in one row or one column. They're all over the place. But all of you know what white look like. So take your time. Go through. White. Go down again. White. Go down again. White. And you're making your X inside the box. If you believe you can make the X inside the box, ask for help. If your hand tremble, ask for help. If your eyesight is a little off, ask for help. Tomorrow, we always lead. We put out a manifesto and a cog. We decide we're bringing in a band, the cog. We decide we're going to win the election, they can't cog that one. Okay? But we are going to need your help. We are going to need your help. Each one bring 5. Take them to the polls. If you have transportation, pick up your neighbor, pick up your friend, and carry them to the polls early to vote for United Alliance. And you will then have the government that you deserve. No, we're going to talk about access. We've spoken about access and those other things before. No, you make the X inside the box next to the picture. The empty space, not over the picture. I want to thank the team that has supported me and has come together with me on this journey. We were the first, very first, organized political party for this election campaign. First. And if you follow, we're also the most organized. And I'll let you know one other thing. They claim that we have the most money. We really don't have the most money. This morning I look on my checking account and the overdraft was down to $500. Prayers were answered. And money, somebody called and said, Chief, I have a little envelope for you, come for it. You know what that means? We can pay our bills. You're not going to hear that the United Alliance owes anybody after election day. We will have all our bills paid. All of our bills will be paid. And this is because we have so much prayers going up for us that people are calling in to say, if you need help, just tell me you need. And always saying, yes, I can't tell you how much to give. Just give what your heart tells you to give. This is who United Alliance is. My brothers and sisters, the ones in the UK, you can go and sleep now. My mother on the other side of the United States, she's a long way away from going to sleep. But I know she's going to go down on her knees and pray for this team. And I know you will do that as well. But on the 24th, we're going to do the right thing. Walk with your family, walk with your friends. If you have a car, drive them, help them. So that on Friday, you know you have a government that you can believe in, that will rebuild this country. This is the United Alliance. Thank you very much, and God bless. Finally, when you're going to vote, walk with some form of identification. That has a picture on it. Any form of identification that has a picture on it. If you do not have one, make sure that somebody in the polling booth knows you or walk with somebody who can certify that is who you say you are. And if your passport is expired, it is still a photo ID. Or your social security card is expired, it's still a photo ID. So we're good to go. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a nice session in Salem where we wind down. Starts at 6 p.m. We already have the original Flames who have not been back to Montserrat for years. And they have come together to support the United Alliance. Brothers and sisters, thank you very much. Good night and God bless.